the home of the do-it-yourself trucker. When everything goes wrong, you got a Redneckanize. All right, drivers, good deal. Welcome back. Hey, this is Ed with Redneckanize, all things trucking and then some. And we're just kicking back here Sunday evening. We go live every Sunday evening at 7 o'clock Eastern time. You can call in at 516-387-1733, and we appreciate everybody joining in. So we're just kicking back here. I was going over a few things, and like I said, we were talking about the driver shortage, and there's a lot of articles out there. There was a couple of crazy articles about drivers getting paid $14,000 a week, and what they didn't realize was it's an owner-operator. You got to have your own truck and your own insurance, and you're paying for your own fuel and all that stuff like that. So they said that the drivers are getting 80-20 split, which is about normal, but the $14,000, that's not like a salary. It's based off of, it's probably like if you bust ass and you turn and burn as hard as you can, and only sleep when the law requires, then you could probably make that because as we know, a lot of times when you're doing like tanker or flatbed, or you're working for the oil field, like hauling, the frac sand, stuff like that, you're doing a lot of empty running too, because you got to go and pick up and then run back and pick up and then go drop it off and then run back empty and pick it up. So that kind of stuff can dip into that a little bit, because they all say, you get paid real good, and you don't get paid as well when you're not hauling the freight that you're getting paid to haul. So that kind of thing. But they went out to the general public. I mean, they just were telling everybody, hey, they're making this much, and people were like going, hey, that's crazy, and I was like, no, it's an owner operator. It's a contractor. They got to have their own insurance. They got to have their own fuel, their own truck, maybe even their own trailer. You never know. They probably will lease you a trailer or rent you a trailer, and you got to pay that rent fee or whatever comes off the top of that too. So you never know. And then of course equipment. If you're a tanker driver, anybody that runs flatbed or tanker or stuff like that, you always know as an owner operator, everything's your equipment. Everything's yours. And if you don't have it and you got to rent it or buy it or whatever, it comes off the bottom line. So, when you're running a tanker and you think, all I need is the trailer, well, you got to have all the hoses and all the tools that go with that too. And they're not going to just give you that or let you use it. It's part of the doing business, and they're going to charge you for it. Running flatbed, you have chains, binders, straps, tarps, bungees, all that stuff. It's all part of doing business as a flatbedder. They all said, oh, I can run flatbed and I can make 10 more cents a mile over here to being a company driver or an owner operator. As an owner operator, you're getting paid. I think when it first started, it was funny. We first started as an owner operator for like Swift. I know Swift because Swift was like a new going into flatbed. Everybody's like, oh man, as an owner operator, you were making 95 cents a mile in a van. But then when you went owner operator, you're getting paid $1.10. Whoa, that's awesome. Come to find out, you were paying for the tarps, you were paying for the bungees, you were paying for all the stuff. So, and then of course you did a lot of sit time, or you did a lot of empty time. And a lot of times they had you just drop the empty. There's no flatbed freight in the area, so go ahead and just drop that flatbed empty, sitting somewhere at the yard or whatever, and go haul van for a while, because where you're at, there's no flatbed freight, so go haul van. And you're like, oh man, and then they say, but we're only going to pay you the van rate of 95 cents. We're not paying you the $1.10. We're like, oh crap. But things change, things go around, drivers learn, and that's what happens is that pay goes up. Right now, pay is really good for an experienced driver. If you get experience, if you don't have any experience, all it boils down to is where you can get in to get into where, find a good company where you've got a good record, where you've got a good, if you got good criminal history, good work record, good, and of course driving record and all that stuff, you're going to get in with a good company, and you might not make the big bucks right off the bat, but it's all about, like one of the ATA members was talking on Fox Business, and it's about loyalty. And these carriers, they reward loyalty, so if you're not being treated right, then don't be loyal. But if you're getting treated right, which means if you're getting paid pretty good, and of course, and then when they, it's just like when, maybe you got to do a little extra work, and maybe you don't like doing that extra work. And then there comes some problems where you got a little, you need some leeway on the problems that you're having. And they have, oh yeah, no problem. Take care of what you got to take care of. Let us know. And you say, oh, I got a problem with the trailer. No problem. Take care. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Take care of it. Get it called. Get it fixed. Safety first. All that good stuff. And then they pay you good. Hey, maybe complaining ain't what you should be doing. Kind of take it easy on that, because there could be a lot worse deals going on. You're getting paid pretty good, so let's take it easy on that. So that's what I'm thinking about. But other than that, it's the driver shortage. Like I said, they're just looking for good drivers, and that's all they're looking for. In fact, you go down the line here, and there are, when I was looking at the news, they got a lot of issues with truck drivers having road rage, and then losing freight out on the road. And then of course you got drivers doing illegal stuff, like they busted another driver for having people in the back of the truck in San Antonio. And that, maybe you don't know, maybe as a driver you're not aware of what's in the trailer, and maybe you are. And maybe you're like, well, they're just in the trailer. I'm not doing anything other than just letting them be in the trailer. So, but now the prosecutors have tied into if you're hauling them in there, and they catch you with people in the trailer or in the truck or whatever, then they look at human trafficking. So then you got to look at, let's say you're a young truck driver and you meet a nice young lady, and you kind of hit it off, and she wants to go out in the truck with you, and you don't really tell anybody that she's in the truck with you. Well, it's a big deal. So because not only is it that you can get in trouble from the carrier because it's a law, you have to have notice. They have to have some type of documentation saying they're in the truck. But if they're not, and then you guys get into some kind of disagreement or whatever, then next thing you know, one old boy, he was up there, he was up in North Carolina, or he was from North Carolina, he was in Kentucky, they got into an altercation, and then they called the cops, and she didn't want to be with him no more, and come to find out she was underage, and now they put kidnapping on her, and come to find out they're even looking at human trafficking, because it's an underage girl taken across state lines. So not only is it kidnapping, but it's human trafficking, because those are different laws now, and Homeland Security gets involved, and it's oh crap, so as drivers, that's another thing, is that you want to make good money, but then you're going to go out and do stupid stuff like that. Why you expect somebody going to pay you good for that? It ain't going to happen. So that kind of deal is just kind of stuff that we do out there on truck driving. Like I said, we're our own worst enemy when it comes to stuff like that, and we need to crack down on it more. We need to say something when we see it. We need to call the drivers out. It's not the people other than the drivers. It is the drivers. We need to say more about them. That's why we don't have good parking, because drivers tear it up and don't take care of the trash or whatever. That's why Walmarts won't let us park on their parking lots, because drivers tear it up and they take advantage of it. So we got to do better. All right. We got to do better. That was one of the, I don't know if you guys watch that TV show Blue Bloods. I'm a big fan of that show. And they were talking about that, how, it's kind of like, don't get insulted when somebody says you can do better, because that you can always do better. Don't ever say you can't. Yeah, you're doing pretty good, but you can always do better. So look at that. But anyway, yeah, we're going to kick back here and just keep it going. Like I said, we want to enjoy getting out there, seeing you guys again. The truck shows hopefully start up again next spring in 2022. So we'll be looking out for that. You can check us out at redneckanize.com for all that stuff like that. But we're going to keep trying to be live here every Sunday evening at 7 o'clock Eastern time. You can call in at 516-387-1733. And to be part of the conversation, just hit 1. And we appreciate everybody doing it for us and helping us out and keeping us going out here. Go check out our YouTube channel. Subscribe to that and go in and share, like, and comment on those videos, and we appreciate everything that's going on over there. We're getting great feedback on that, and we appreciate that. Talking about videos with driving, safety, living out on the road, firearms in the trucks, maintenance issues, the differential locks and all that stuff. Some good videos on that, and we get a lot of good feedback on that kind of stuff. One of our great sponsors that we've out here that just recently, a new sponsor, and because of COVID, we couldn't really show them off like we wanted to, but that was Trucker Tools. TruckerTools.com. It's a Trucker Tools app. They're kind of like the all-in-one go-to app where they, you can go in and book freight, you can track freight, you can find, Walmarts and maintenance facilities and fuel stops and truck washes and all kinds of stuff like that. And they just partnered up with a lot of different people out there all over the country, and it's just, getting where they can book more freight. And you can go check them out at truckertools.com. Like I said, download their app and give them a review on and how you like the app. Even if you don't use everything on there, still let them know what you do use, and that way maybe they can make that stuff better. Because the best thing about the technology in those apps is they can change stuff and tweak it to make it better for all the drivers and all that kind of stuff. Or even give you, like, maybe you can go in there and have features where you can select and change things on your settings to where it'll benefit you the most. So that kind of thing is awesome. So like I said, check them out, truckertools.com. Download their app, give them a review, and let them know you appreciate them supporting Redneckanize, because we appreciate them. We're looking forward to working with them later on here in the future, especially when the truck shows kick off. So we're looking forward to that. So just hang around here, and we're going to keep on going through the night, and just stick with us. This is Redneckanize, all things trucking and then some.